Howdy, everybody. I said howdy again. It's just my thing, I guess. But look, there's three of us. You can hear us, you can see us all, and you got to see
That's
nothing
right.
of the last 30 minutes that we just spent getting this all together. But as you can see, we've got Ashwin back again, my co host, and a special guest again. We've got Cooper from Timberwolves Daily. Howdy,
No longer
everybody.
a special guest. I'm more like just
That,
guest at this point.
basically, yeah, I guess it is just guest at this point.
Guess
But
who is special?
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Special tendencies.
And welcome back, Ashwin, from Vegas again, 2 times in a row. I've already said 2 howdies, so I think somebody else needs to say something and talk about this game.
Howdy.
I mean, yeah, we just keep winning. It's like it's the repeat of the same stream like 8 times in a row now, you know?
That's
Another
true.
blowouts. So the Wolves are too good. Here we go again. No, it's great fun. Beat the brakes off the Thunder. I mean, my God. Cameron, you were at the game. How was the atmosphere?
It was great. So everyone, I think, me personally, I was just like, we need wins. We're expecting wins. We're playing really bad teams here. So I wasn't really in it like super excited for like, oh, we're gonna have such crazy crowds or anything like that. But people are hyped for this, and the crowd when we got there, I actually got to the game a little late tonight, but it was so loud for so many moments. I couldn't believe it. I mean, even I've said this for the past couple shows, and Cooper, you're right. It has been very similar streams and very similar games even at times. There was like in the in between play stuff where we're talking like, people are like doing like tic-tac-toe on the court or like flipping over things, like those kind of things. The crowd is like up in their stands. They're like waving things and like, yeah, no, do this. It's insane. So the crowd is ready, and I think the fact that we've won so many in a row, something that we've kind of talked about on this show before, is like the Timberwolves need consistency because this fan base has consistently seen terrible basketball for 2 decades. So we need to see a product before we believe in it. That's why D'Lo's whole pitch to get everybody standing is kind of a sore spot for a lot of people because, I mean, sure, we've had a decent season, but realistically, a lot of the fans here expect like, okay, go to the playoffs and do it again because we went to the playoffs not that long ago and immediately went back to nothingness. So, but no, the crowd was super lively for a Wednesday night Oklahoma City game. Pretty insane. But it was a really fun game to be at. And the next home game's the Lakers, so I'm sure that'll be even crazier.
Cooper, save me from falling asleep. What did you see on the broadcast tonight?
Unreal. No, I mean, I get it too. Like, it's hard to see exactly how crazy the crowd is because it you can tell when it's like a Monday night 1 month ago, the difference between that and tonight, but the difference between, say, this game. Oh, sure. Like when, yeah, well, I'm falling asleep here too. No, difference between this Wednesday and like, last Wednesday or something, whenever they played their last one. It's different because the crowd's slowly increasing in how much you can hear it on TV, but obviously I do hear it. It's interesting. Jake Layman throws down a dunk and hangs on the rim. Like, you hear the crowd. They're chanting MVP last game. Like, yeah. You can tell the fans are showing up, even watching here in Duluth, Minnesota. I'd love to go to more games, but
yeah,
you know how it is.
Maybe they'll build a satellite arena, but yeah, no. And Jack in the chat wants an apology for Jaden McDaniels. I'm sure that's directed towards me. I do apologize. He had a decent game, but overall, I mean, lately I've been very positive towards Jaden. But
yeah, I personally don't really need to talk about anyone else other than the story in the room. I can't get the stench off my breath. I can't brush it out. I was so wrong about Malik Beasley. I have said so many stupid fucking things about this guy this year, and maybe some of it was warranted and right, and there was merit to it because he was stinking up the bed, going 1 for 9 or 0 for 13 on a consistent basis. But we didn't trade him. And I think there's like amount of like belief in us and the system and the culture by not trading him. He's like rejuved and he's like top of the charts in like so many categories, being mostly bad for the first half of the season and now just raining threes. It's really sick. 33 points on 11 made threes, the most in franchise history. That's pretty stupid.
Pretty insane. I mean,
It's-
this is
yeah,
that version of Klay Thompson that I have kind of jokingly mentioned. He's a catch and shoot 3-point shooter, and this was a very Klay Thompson-esque night.
it's weird because you mentioned like I was very wrong about him and all that, but at the same time, like we were right to criticize him for about a few months at the beginning of the season. He was consistently just terrible at the one thing he's paid $15 million to do. Like, I don't know if it's, I mean, unless you were saying, I was kind of saying trade the guy with, but that's because he was playing bad. It was 15 mil. Thinking maybe we can get a good haul here and go get help. Marcus Smart was on the table at one point, which it makes sense. But like saying, I'm with you. Like I was all in on Malik Beasley is terrible. He's no good. Get him off my team. So obviously he's turned it around, but it's like for the first few months, he was really bad at the one thing he's supposed to do. So obviously now he is turning it around. It's great to see, but I think it's like different between him and Jaden McDaniels, who is 20 and has a lot of room to grow. With Beasley, it's like we knew what we thought we were going to be getting, and it just none of it was there. But now it is. So great to see. Good thing they didn't trade him. The chemistry vibes really coming through. Like to make fun of him for that comment, but hey, it's working. Right. Chemistry coming through here.
Yeah, we're gonna be heading. Right, we're gonna be heading to Orlando and Miami, where everything's super top heavy. And we've been top heavy for like a decade plus, where we've had like Al Jeffersons and the Michael Beasleys and Kevin Loves, and saying, "Hey, take us to the promised land." Right. And we had no bench depth, and we finally feel like we have something, but it didn't feel like it was enough. Like we wanted to trim some of the fat for a piece, like trade a Beasley, trade a McDaniels for a piece that might get us there, because we didn't see anything sustainable all season long. I'm feeling like eating my words again, because the bench has come to play these last few games, this last stretch, where we've been the best offensive rated team in the league. And we're like 115 a game or whatever. And it's a testament to the stress that, Finch is under, but also like what we've been able to endure with injuries, with not injuries, finally becoming healthy, sustaining all the ebbs and flows of the season. And we have McDaniels shooting for three. We have Prince making threes now and making plays and being a reliable bench player. And Beasley, he's going to be our bench player. He's not our starter, but it's really cool to see the camaraderie that he's been getting and building with D'Lo and others. And he's doing some playmaking too. And what the fuck is this trade that we traded Keita Bates-Diop, Noah Vonleh, and Shabazz Napier for two massive role players for our team? What was that fleecing?
Pretty insane, because and I just to go back, because luckily you can't go back to Twitch VODs, but I was very pro. I mean, I guess this was before Twitch, but I was very pro Noah Vonleh times. I was like, I liked that bench. I was like, oh, this is probably one of the better benches the Timberwolves had. Maybe not even an inaccurate statement at the time, but nowadays, I mean, we've got such a bench, and I was talking about it at the game. Last thing I'll say before we get into individual players and go to the tier list is, if our bench, I am still trying to be a very, what's the word? Pessimistically or I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Realistic.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a realist. There is still a real possibility that we lose both playing games, but I don't want that to happen. But it is a possibility that we need to acknowledge, so it doesn't crush our souls in a month or two. But before we get into the tier list, I just wanted to welcome anybody that's new to the chat. We do this after every game. We're about to do the tier list. If you're new here, like the stream, subscribe. Might even see your name show up on the screen if that happens. So, tier list time. And let me make sure I'm actually on the tier list.
And as we transition to the tier list, Coop, what's the pulse of the team right now? What are you hearing? What are you through the bird mail up in Duluth? What are you what are you getting at with this team? Because we're beating some G League teams right now, but we're also kind of just having good vibes. What are you seeing that we might not be seeing over here in Seattle or wherever you are?
No, that's a good point. Things come clear out from Duluth. It's just the way everyone's always known it to be. But obviously, you mentioned they're beating these bad, horrifically bad teams, literal G League teams.
Right.
There's been no competition. 6-game win streak feels almost fraudulent when you think about it, but it is still a 6-game win streak. No other Wolves team of the past wins all of these games, nonetheless, by 50 every single night. bit of exaggeration there, but whatever.
Mhm.
They've been winning them. Jake Layman's been playing the fourth quarters. They've been winning so much. Like that. But the thing is, beating the bad teams by as much as they are, it's so important to just continuing to build that culture, that chemistry they're trying to build. It's like regardless of how bad the opponents have been, it's still it's weird, right? It's weird to go into all these games, look at the line, and see Wolves favored by 15, and then not only cover that 15, but like easily do it. And there's no doubt it's not a game where they walk in, sleepwalk to a 5-point victory or like an overtime loss or something. It's like beating good teams, yes. Ultimate goal, that'll happen eventually, but destroying these bad teams is just so important to get where the Wolves want to go.
And it's a good team. It's a sign of a good team.
Yeah,
it's not a great team. It's a sign of a good team beating teams out early and then getting to run the bench at the end of the game, right? Just like seeing that, it's really nice to see. Maybe a little boring, stale in the stands, but maybe that's also a level of excitement that's fun to see. We fucking lose this game last year. We would lose this game.
Yeah.
We would lose last game too.
We would have gone 2-3 in these 5 games here.
Yeah,
maybe even
and we'd be taking moral victories from it though. We'd be going, all right,
we would. We'd be like, this is going to be an exciting core in a couple years.
You see Noah Vonleh's screens out there? Those
there we go. We'd be like, look at Baby Mac out there. He got 8 points. But anyways, on to the tier list. So for anybody that's new here, I'll be really quick about this. We go through the bench players pretty quickly. We might touch a little bit more on a couple bench players. I know I wanted to make like a point or two on Nas tonight. But mainly the starters. A1 is all-time greatest performance. Like, we will never forget this crazy game from that individual player. Wancho tier is like, you did terrible tonight. By the way, we moved Wancho from Wancho tier back down to his home in Glenn Taylor tier. Last game, we bumped him up because of the good vibes. Tonight was good vibes, but not as good vibes, so he's back in Glenn Taylor. And Glenn Taylor is forever bad. Like, it's basically like our Hall of Shame. So, and C is expected, exactly what we thought they would do. No more, no less. So, let's get into it.
The Wancho lore is my favorite part of your guys' whole channel. Just the Wancho lore of the tier list.
And it will be forever. He will never leave that Glenn Taylor tier again, unless maybe, some playoff stuff could maybe do some stuff, but we'll save it for that.
Keep talking about Wancho, man.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Wancho and Vonleh, they're the stars.
Yeah, that's the stars of the show so far.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start with the bench. I think probably makes sense to just have, I don't know, with 3 people.
You guys can just countdown.
Just read them out, or just a countdown. You said.
Yeah, I mean, I missed most of the game, so you guys just kind of like
okay.
run the list.
Yes, sounds good. Let's maybe start. I mean, Knight barely played. Let's start with Okogie. Let's do Okogie. He played a little bit. He had 5 points, 2 rebounds. He was 2 of 5 shooting. He had kind of a crazy looking layup that was almost a dunk, and then he hit a 3. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Is everybody ready? 3, 2, 1.
B. Yeah.
Yeah,
I said B.
Yeah, honestly, unless the Discord said differently, I probably would say, I guess it's probably more than I expect. I expect absolutely nothing.
I expect 0 minutes from him.
Yeah. So I guess maybe it would be a B. Ashwin, do you happen to have it up or no?
Who is this?
Josh Okogie, yeah.
Oh, this is a B.
A B. Okay, yep. I'm the pessimist here. So, Josh.
Yeah,
actually, he's not even. Oh, yes, he is. There we go. Josh is a B. Next up, let's do well, no, he barely played. We're not gonna do Baby Mac tonight. Sorry, no Baby Mac. Let's do Naz Reid. So Naz Reid had 12 points, 8 rebounds, 3 of 3 shooting, 1 of 1 from 3. He actually got 6 free throw attempts too. Are you ready for a 3, 2, 1? 3, 2, 1. A.
B.
So okay.
Interesting.
So my reasoning for A is his rebounding tonight is the thing good. We've complained about his rebounding forever. And tonight he was getting offensive rebounds at points. And actually getting some. Now we're playing Oklahoma City. I get it. They don't even have like a true big right now. Like I think Roby is his name, is like the biggest big probably for them, or Beasley is like one of their forwards too. Obviously we're not going up against top tier centers. But he's our backup center who has struggled mightily with rebounds. I thought he did great tonight. So I guess it's better, way better than I expect rebound-wise. So that's my reasoning for A.
All right, Discord. Settle the tie.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Discord for who? Because I'm here on the stream listening to
Reed?
everybody saying. That's a split between A and B. At
Oh
least
my
out of B,
God.
Ashwin, you
so,
gotta pick. You gotta pick.
Naz Reed.
Well, if we're going by what we normally do on ties, if we won, we go up. If we lost, we go down. He'll go up tonight.
Let's go.
There we go. Congrats, Nas. A.
Good strat. Good strat.
That's a good strat.
Next up, only 2 more bench players. Taurean Prince, 17
God.
points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 5 of 10 shooting, plus 17. I mean, everybody was plus tonight. But Taurean Prince, I'm going to do 3, 2, 1 in 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
Oh,
we're
God,
never gonna agree, are we?
Yeah, we're never gonna agree. I guess, I expect a little bit out of Prince, so this isn't so shocking, but this definitely is better than I expect. 17 points kind of goes under the radar on Beasley's night because he had such a great night. But it's also, I guess, the thing you could maybe make an argument for is he got 17 points when Beasley went 11 times for 3. So that's kind of crazy.
He just kept shooting, man. They just kept shooting.
This is in the tier list, sponsored by Window Concepts. Agrees with you.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you, Window Concepts. Whoever that guy is that's on those commercials. You don't even know,
Nice.
Cooper?
What?
You
What
don't
are
even
talking
know about Window Concepts? Cooper, you gotta
Sponsor,
leave.
You guys
Should
should
buy
get
some Windows first.
You need the TSR time.
Yeah,
guy. You know that guy?
TSR.
Stephen Terry
It's 612 TSR TIME.
follows you if you follow him.
Perfect.
Really?
Follow for follow, my
He does,
friend.
yeah, he
Interesting.
follows everyone. What did the Discord say for Taurean? Unless
He's a true booster. I already fucking told you. He agrees with you.
with me as a B or A?
As a B.
Oh,
B, sorry. He's a B
this
tonight.
Discord sucks.
I'll say it's a B plus. I kind of
Yeah.
convinced myself when I was talking. Last of the
You know,
bench
it's like it was
players.
in B.
Last of the bench players. Jalen Noel had. I guess he was on a triple double watch. He was 6 points, 6
Jesus.
rebounds, and 7 assists.
I mean, that's like what 2/3 for each of them.
Yeah,
for triple double watch.
I mean, hey, it was close.
I mean,
If we were watching him, you know?
He got a triple
Yeah,
single.
you're right, yeah,
triple
that's fair.
single.
Yeah.
But he was one of the better plus minus players on a very positive
Plus
night,
28,
obviously.
Jesus.
But he played 26 minutes. And
Cameron, are you ready for a 3-2-1?
Thank you for saving me. Yes. 3, 2, 1 and 3, 2, 1. Okay, no. 3, 2, 1. B.
B.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
Reed.
He was all right.
Discard. C says a Discord.
D.
What?
C, as in he's no LeBron.
Okay, I don't know what you just said. It doesn't clarify anything for me. But I honestly, the more I think about it, the more I kind of want to make it a C because I think tonight when he was out there, even though I guess he was like one of the better plus minus players, and he had 6 rebounds and 6 assists or 7 assists. He just didn't seem like the normal Jalen out there to me. And there was a point where they actually put Jaden in there for him late, like third quarter. And I was like, man, he just doesn't look good.
That's fair. I'm gonna be
Um,
real. I didn't even really notice his minutes like at all tonight. He was
Yeah.
just kind of out there doing his thing. Like I'm good with C. That's fair. He was just out there
I think C.
running
probably.
around like Pat Bev.
So we both just overturned our own grades instantly.
Yes.
But I assume the Discord agrees or is worse than us.
No,
I
they did
forgot
C.
who we're on.
Jalen
No,
Noel.
they say C as in I already told you.
Yeah,
As in
LeBron James.
something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not LeBron. It's not
Okay.
LeBron James.
Okay. Now we're on to the starters. So,
Here we go.
finally on to the starters. Jaden McDaniels, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 8 shooting, and only 3 personal fouls in a starting performance.
Wow.
So that's pretty good. 3, 2, 1, B.
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 Yeah, there we go.
Jacker had it before us. He knew.
Yep.
Oh, really? Look at the chat. Hey,
Yeah,
there you
you're
go.
ahead of time, Jack. You're a
And then
time
JJ
traveler.
Crate says it was with an A1 putback. I just saw it live
Yeah.
2 hours later.
That
Yep.
was crazy. So yes, that was a crazy play. Jaden's just been so good lately. Ever since I really started to criticize him, nightly, anyways, he got a lot better and made me look really stupid. So perfect. That's what I want. If I criticize somebody, I hope I look like the craziest Timberwolves fool ever, and that nobody takes me seriously, because that means that the Timberwolves will be fantastic forever. So I'll take it.
Right.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that was definitely the most memorable play of the game. I do think though that as
Nah.
Chat said,
What?
well,
Beasley's 11th.
other than the 11 threes, but individual. Well, the 11th three was actually pretty crazy.
Come on now.
That was insane.
Layman dunk, dude. Layman. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was extra. But Jaden's a B. Next up, Ant. Ant came back tonight and played. Anthony Edwards played 25 minutes, 16 points, 3 assists, 2 steals, a block, 7 of 15 shooting.
Not bad.
And only 2
2 away
personal
from
fouls. But he did have 4 turnovers. All right. We're going to do a 3-2-1 in 3, 2, 1.
C. Yeah, I'm good with C.
Look at that, unanimous.
I don't think there's not really
Stereo
that much to be
sound.
said. I mean, there's some things to be said, maybe not about his game
He's
tonight.
played the exact same game like 10 games in a row.
He kind of has. And the points have varied a little bit, but like he still kind of looked like that same Ant that I'm scared of being injured, you know? It doesn't look great to me right now. So I'm a little nervous. I thought he should not be playing tonight. I thought he should not be playing Friday, maybe even Saturday. And the fact that he came back tonight was kind of shocking to me. So
it was kind of weird. It's like, we're gonna win this game by 40. Just sit out again. Who cares?
I know. It just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah. Well, we all agree, and I assume that the Discord agrees as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm speaking the facts, which is from Discord.
Ant's doing post game. He just said, sorry to interrupt completely, but man, for us to be playing these bad teams, the crowd is crazy. Like normally when we play these bad teams, the crowd there don't be that many people in the stands. But I guess they're coming out now. Cammy's talking about you.
Yeah, I was there. I was clapping every once in a while.
You were clapping. You were giving him the clap.
Yes, I was. But yeah, and apparently Headshot says Target Center's trending on Twitter as well. I don't know. Maybe it's just got to be the wave or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
probably the wave. But pretty insane. But yeah, Ant C. Next up.
Yeah.
Wow. D'Lo, 6 points, 3 rebounds, but 12 assists. Another player that I wasn't expecting to play tonight, and kind of was going to be okay if they didn't play tonight. 2 of 7 shooting. That's about it from D'Lo. I think I'm ready. And 3.
I have no idea what I'm going to say right now. Oh God.
C.
The Discord said B.
They said B.
They said B. We said B. Sorry, my bad. 12 assists, my friend. He's not needed. We're diming everything for Beasley. We're going to be talking Beasley at length for the majority of this pod. Mm-hmm. And just for the record, everyone, the reason why I'm more quiet and reserved is we have about 15 minutes left. And if I were talking, we'd be overtime. So
True.
Just letting you know, I would say, given the reason behind this game, Beasley was the storyline. He put him front and center. Russell didn't need to do a whole lot. We're playing a young team. He's just running, having fun. Just like Ant Edwards. He's just running, having fun.
He's 6 points is 6 points.
That's true, man. Could have lost tonight. That's true.
That's true. The 12 assists is insane. He only played, I guess he played 29 minutes too. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, JJ Creates says he set up Towns and Reed on rolls all first half. Can we just talk about that for 2 seconds? And for 2 seconds, because we only have 15 minutes left, and I'm talking about 15 minutes left during my 2 seconds. We're doing pick and rolls now.
Yeah.
When did that start?
I don't know, but I'm okay with it.
When Cat was injured. Yeah. We started doing pick and rolls. When Cat was out with COVID, we started doing pick and rolls. And that has been, in my opinion, the change that this team needed. If we're not shooting threes, if we're not trying to win by offense, we need to run efficient offense. And the most efficient play in basketball is a pick and roll. And usually Towns wants to pick and pop and shoot a lot of threes, but now he's rolling a lot more. And now he's taking the ball and driving a lot more. And I think that it's opened up the game for D'Lo, for Beasley, for all of our others that were kind of role players now stepping up. And I think that was a big part. And I don't know how Finch integrated that in the system and how he kind of had players buy into it. But it was a huge part of the system and huge part where I think we're kind of moving in the right direction. Pretty cool to see.
Yes. Sorry.
I like that.
But yes, I agree.
Sorry for shouting.
Next up, I'm moving on. Karl Anthony Towns. So a good transition there, actually. Karl Anthony Towns had only 13 points, but 11 rebounds, 4 assists. He only took 5 shot attempts tonight. He actually shot more free throws than he
Weird.
shot from the field tonight. He was 5 of 6 from the line. He's been getting a lot more free throws lately. This is actually one of the lower games for him recently. Did have 5 turnovers, had a crazy behind the head over the back pass that actually, this is more of the situation
thought
where
of
you can
you
use
guys.
something like that. But let's save it for only these games. But anyways, on to the 3-2-1. 3, 2, 1. B.
See?
B. The Discord agrees with us.
With a C
All
or
right.
B?
With a C.
Okay, I said B for some reason. I don't know.
Well, with us, not you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, obviously there's not much to comment on since he only took 5 shots and made 4 of
Right.
them, but
it's just
Well,
whatever.
speak on it because you were wrong.
But the only reason I said B is because he could have gone out of his way to take this away from Beasley in some ways.
You're going
and
B for emotional maturity right now.
Kinda, yeah. I think he showed
too
some maturity
advanced.
tonight, in not doing that. Also, he's still doing a lot of the moves and just out on other than the behind the bed, back over the head pass. He's playing like a dominating star. So I don't care that he only got 13 points. It was a good night. So
All you ever do is praise this Towns guy. You ever gonna rip on him ever?
never,
Jeez,
no,
man.
I love him. I never would say anything bad about Towns ever.
I'm good with whatever here.
Cool. Last up, the star of the night, Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley had 33 points. All of those points came from 3-pointers. He was 11 from 17 from the field and 11 from 17 from 3. He was the Timberwolves' best player tonight. Are you ready for a 3-2-1? I'm not waiting for an answer. 3, 2, 1.
A1.
One. We don't have to talk more about that, but let's talk about that fact that we only have 13 minutes left of the show.
Maybe less. Let's
I'm
say
just kidding.
10.
Maybe. Let's say 10.
Say 10.
Yeah, for everything that I was wrong about Beasley, he showed us everything that was right. For this team to do anything in postseason and beyond, the best contract in the NBA needs to come out to play. And it can't be once in 10 games. It can't be once in 5. It has to show up because when our 3-point shots on, they have to also guard Cat. They also have to guard D'Lo. They also have to guard Ant. And if Ant's driving the rim, that opens up the 3-point line. So if our 3-point shooters are hitting 3-point shots, the game is easy. It is so easy.
See, I don't know your definition either of your of X factor, but if I were to say, give me your Timberwolves playoff X factor, would it be Malik Beasley?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet.
It's interesting because I was talking about that in my own stream. I was like, because when he's on, it seems like sometimes he'll go 7 of 8 and the Wolves will lose by 20. But other games like this, when he's on, the Wolves seem to do better. But yeah, Cam, what do you think?
I would say he is definitely one of the X factors.
Right.
But is he the main X factor? I think it's going to be tricky because obviously in past years, we don't have that much experience, but in the Houston series, where we had to go up against Clint Capella in 2018, that was a huge struggle for sorry, I can't. OBS is acting really strange and delayed, and it just moved Ashwin camera off the screen. But he was dominated by Clint Capella, and he didn't really do much. So in a way, Towns might be the X factor, but obviously, he's the player for us. So I guess that's not really the fair answer. I would say it's either Patrick Beverley or Malik Beasley, just because I think Malik Beasley, if he can, obviously we don't expect him to shoot like this every night, but if he can shoot anywhere close to this, even half of what he did tonight, that's going to
40%.
Yeah, that's going to change how other teams are able to defend Towns, Ant, D'Lo, all of them, so that, I guess that's those would be my 2 X Factor players that I'm thinking of.
Sure. It's hard for me to define X Factor because X Factor to me is like a change in the entire series, and maybe a quarter a game could be more just like a difference maker, right? I in my opinion, maybe I'm mixing my definitions here, but I think back to 03-04 Kareem Rush winning Game 6 on his own. I remember Robert Horry just winning games on his own, just hitting threes back and back, like Dan Marley hitting 9 or 10 threes back in the fucking early 90s, right? Just so that's an X factor to an extent. but that's like one game. You didn't see that for a whole series. For a whole series, we need Beverly on the best player. We need Ant coming to game and driving the paint, and we need Vando getting those boards and disrupting their offense. Like those to me are X factors. If that doesn't happen, if they still get theirs and we don't get ours from our role players, it's easier to guard us, in my opinion, and easier to play us.
Yeah,
I'm expecting 12 to 15 points from Beasley on a maybe per night basis. And in the playoffs, maybe, 9 to 12 points. I'm not expecting him to play 40 minutes a game, right? I'm not expecting him to like pop
take
off
17 shots, right?
Yeah, exactly.
17 threes.
Yeah.
No, totally with you.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I already said my answer, but there's just a lot of interesting things about this team because of the starters, you can't really have anybody not do well. Because if somebody doesn't do well from the starters, then we have to have somebody from the bench. And it's just such an interesting team because like the bench as a whole has kind of played together for stretches, and then bench has played really bad for stretches together. So it's like we can have
what team are you getting?
Yeah. Like if everybody's on at the same time, like I was kind of saying earlier, and that's what me and my dad were talking about at the game tonight. It's like if everybody's on at the same time, it's a kind of scary team to play. I'm not saying it's a finals contender, but like if we have Prince shooting like he did tonight, along with Beasley shooting close to what he did tonight, and then you have like a healthy Towns, healthy D'Lo, and healthy Ant. I mean, that's like a really scary team. And then like Jaden's been playing really well. Like we don't really have, other than maybe size, like actual like big men size. Like we don't have many flaws if we're on. But if we are not all on at the same time, there are teams that could easily beat us. And I think that's what scares me kind of going into play-in games, because think of it. If there's rumors that Kawhi could even come back before the end of the season, seems unlikely, but Kawhi could come back. Paul George might come back, and it seems like we're going to play the Clippers. And if we have to play the Clippers in a play-in, that's a little nerve-wracking if they're fully healthy. If they're not fully healthy, I feel good. But I don't know. What do you guys think about playing the Clippers in a play-in?
As D'Lo would say, they have to play us too, right? So, but I don't know, Cooper. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, they're scary. Like they've been there before. Like the Wolves, obviously going in. Cat's been in a playoff series. I know D'Lo has too, but it's been a while. As a team, they never have. So just the one play-in game does scare me, especially against the Clippers. Even if they're not that healthy, like the Wolves have faced the Clippers a few times this year at, not the best health, and it hasn't exactly gone smoothly. Like they're a tough matchup, especially for Cat. I don't know exactly what it is they do well against him, but
I don't even know.
And I'd like to see this version of Cat, but yeah, like it's been weird playing the Clippers this year, man.
Yeah. And I guess we did play them with Paul George at a point, but
True.
But still. Looking around the league right now, we've got the Pelicans losing to the Magic tonight. We play the Magic on Friday. The Mavs lost tonight big, so we finally gain a game on somebody during this win streak. Denver is currently playing the Kings. They are up only by 3 in the third quarter,
and without Sabonis.
So they should. Denver should win, but if they don't, we could go to 1.5 games up, or 1.5 games on them. The Lakers lost tonight again.
Everyone laugh.
And the Clippers are actually playing right now as well, and the Clippers are winning by 2 in the third quarter against the Wizards, who are not necessarily a terrible team, but if the Clippers were to lose right now, we're currently 4 games over the Clippers. So we feel pretty good about having that 7 seed. We would definitely want home field or home court advantage for any 7-8 matchup. And it looks like tonight was the first night that any team clinched a playoff seed, and it looks like Phoenix officially clinched the playoffs, which is insane to me that they just clinched now.
Good for them.
Yeah.
But
looking ahead,
they don't have 20 losses yet, do they?
No.
Or wait, I meant how many? What are they at? Like
they're 53-13.
So no, they don't have 20 losses.
Christ.
That's insane.
We don't have 30 losses, so fuck yeah.
We are 8 games above 500. So
I don't know.
What are we looking
52 wins, folks.
Yeah, 52 wins is possible. What are we looking at for the schedule coming up, Ashwin?
We got Friday, March 11th. That's 11 threes for Beasley in Orlando. And then March 12th, that's 12 threes for Beasley. Like, why not? And Miami. that is the game of like a litmus test for us. You
Yes.
never heard that before. Me just saying that just now. Playing against Miami, they're healthy. They got Oladipo back. They have a 6-man of the year candidate and hero, and I think that's going to be a big test, big bully test for us because even if we lose, if it's close, if it feels like a game we could have won, I'm going to be singing its praises. But if we get demolished,
Like the Philly
I'm
game.
going to talk to you guys, and also let's just change what's going on over there.
I don't know. It's been weird all night. I don't know what's going on.
That's our last back-to-back of the season too. So like here I am just dropping off like random facts here, but that's our last back-to-back. And then we have San Antonio, the Lakers, the Bucks, Dallas twice, Phoenix, Boston, Toronto, Denver. Let's ignore those 7 or 8 games and let's feel where we are as a team right after Miami. I'm really
100%.
excited about what's been happening here. We're averaging 130 points a game. That's so dumb. We're winning by offense, sure, but we're beating the teams we're supposed to beat. And we have good energy from the crowd, but we have good energy on our team. It's been kind of like a byproduct of just a system maturing over time, in my opinion. Just seeing things moving and things clicking and then riding with the hot wave and riding with who's been performing well, as opposed to sticking to some sort of regime like Tibbs.
Yeah. Well, I think we're just about to run out of time. So what I wanted to say is a last thing. If you're new here, first off, thank you, Cooper, for coming on the show.
Of course.
You should get the last word, by the way.
Yeah, you should get the last word. The last thing I'll say is if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, like the stream. We do this after every game. And we're definitely going to be doing it after the play-in games, playoff games, all that stuff. So stay tuned for that. We will be back on Friday. And last words, Cooper.
Yeah, it says we got less than a minute. Let's fire it off. Grab your t-shirt cannons, folks, and let's ride on off to the Friday game against the Magic. Thanks, guys, for having me on. It's always a blast.
Of course, yes. It's important that we won these last few easy games because now we have hard games where we actually could gain some ground against the Mavs and the whoever it is, Nuggets. Intro.
End it.
Intro is the outro. Goodbye.
Bye.